What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, father, trainer, and manager, Kenny Porter, of two-time welterweight world champion, superstar, boxer, Showtime Shawn Porter, ahead of his highly anticipated showdown, title showdown, with undefeated three-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, who is currently the WBO welterweight world champion and widely considered by many to be top pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. 37 wins, no losses, no draws. 28 wins by way of knockout. 34 years of age. Stands at 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. This fight is scheduled to take place November 20th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Mandalay Bay Arena. With that said, Shawn Porter, Showtime Shawn Porter, 31 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 17 wins by way of knockout, 5'7" with a 69-inch arm reach. He too is 34 years of age. With that said, this fight is scheduled to take place next Saturday, Las Vegas, Nevada, Mandalay Bay Arena. That said, Shawn Porter is training in high altitude, but he's not alone. Shockingly, Shawn Porter has three-division undefeated world champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis. 25 wins, no losses, no draws, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He's 27 years of age, stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. He has him in camp with him as well. Not just with him, Gervonta Tank Davis has a fight coming up December 5th against Isaac "PITBULL" CRUZ, who is replacing his initial opponent, fellow stablemate, undefeated WBA interim champion, star boxer Rolando "Rolly" Romero. 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout. 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. With that said, Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter reveal that they are now sparring with Gervonta Tank Davis in preparation for their fight, their mega fight with Terence "Bud" Crawford. And we know that Shawn Porter is facing a southpaw in Terence Crawford. But the thing is, Terence Crawford has the ability to switch from orthodox to southpaw very fluently. But majority of his fights have been in the southpaw stance. And so with that said, he seems to be more comfortable that being Terence Crawford in the southpaw stance. He's gotten his last 3 knockouts in the southpaw stance. So with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis is a southpaw. So what's interesting is, obviously, Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting at 135, and Shawn Porter is fighting at 147. But Kenny Porter, he states that it's not as far apart as you think, because Gervonta Tank Davis is not fighting until December 5th. So he's high in weight, and we're low in weight, because we're close to fight weight, meaning that they're probably around. Shawn Porter is always in shape. He's always in shape, okay? So I believe Shawn Porter is probably around 150 pounds, maybe 151. But what's shocking is he said that we're close in weight to Gervonta Tank Davis. You got to keep in mind, Gervonta Tank Davis is only fighting 2 to 3 weeks after Shawn Porter is fighting. He's fighting December 5th. Shawn Porter is fighting November 20th, okay? So he's fighting about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks out after Shawn Porter, okay? So he shouldn't be that high in weight, because he has to go down to 135, okay? So he's fighting 14 days after Shawn Porter. That's 2 weeks after Shawn Porter, okay? And he should not be close to 140, 150. He should be, around low 140s, if that, okay? So he shouldn't be high in weight where Shawn Porter is low in weight, okay? So obviously Shawn Porter in stature at 5'7", he's not much taller than Gervonta Tank Davis. He's only 2 inches taller with a 69-inch arm reach, and Gervonta Tank Davis at 5'5", so he's only 2 inches taller with a 67-inch arm reach. He only has 2-inch arm reach advantage, okay? Here's a southpaw. The difference is Terence Crawford is 5'8", So he's 3 inches taller than Gervonta Tank Davis. And Terence Crawford has a 74-inch arm reach, meaning that he has a 7-inch arm reach advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, so he has much longer arms. And he has the ability to switch from orthodox to southpaw fluently. Okay, so yes, Gervonta Tank Davis has tons and tons of power. Gervonta Tank Davis has one of the highest ring IQs in the sport of boxing. He's athletic, he's explosive, and he has, like I said, tons and tons of power. With that said, we know that Barry Hunter, well-renowned legendary trainer from the DMV area, trained Lamont and Anthony Peterson, right? He is also, assistant coach with Shawn Porter, and he's also involved with Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, so he seems to be involved with Gervonta Tank Davis a lot lately. So Gervonta Tank Davis has now packed up his camp because he was in the DMV. Now he has packed up his camp and he's in Vegas preparing for his fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz that's scheduled to take place in Los Angeles, California at the Staples Center. Okay, so how much does Gervonta Tank Davis bring to the table for Shawn Porter? I think the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis is a high-profile fighter, and because we know him to be a lightweight, and keep in mind, Gervonta Tank Davis, he last fought at 140 at junior welterweight. Okay, I could see if he was preparing to fight at junior welterweight, it would be much closer. But he's preparing to fight at 135. But with that said, he can definitely give Shawn Porter looks because he has power in that left hand. He's very fast with that left hand. He's very explosive with his left hand, okay? But he's also well-versed with his right hand. I said this, and I'll say this again. Gervonta Tank Davis is a more polished, more skilled fighter than even legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pacquiao. He's more well-rounded. When Manny Pacquiao was this age and Manny Pacquiao was coming up in the rankings, he was completely left-hand dominant. He had no right hand. Gervonta Tank Davis has a right hand, okay? He has a right hook. He uses his jab beautifully. He changes levels. He goes to the body with that right hook. He comes back up top with the right hook. He has a plethora of tools in his toolbox. And I like the fact that they're working with Gervonta Tank Davis. But again, I believe it's being overstated and overblown because Gervonta Tank Davis is such a high-profile name and figure within the sport of boxing that the traction is going to be enormous. It's going to gain tons and tons of traction, okay? And so with that said, I believe it's good for both guys because Isaac Pitbull Cruz is an aggressive pressure fighter, okay, that throws tons and tons of punches. He presses you every second of every minute of every round. That's what Shawn Porter brings to the table. He's going to press Terence Crawford every second of every minute of every round. Gervonta Tank Davis has the ability to adjust to that, and he's going to be versatile. He's going to move around the ring. He's going to try to create space. That's what Terence Crawford is going to do when it comes to Shawn Porter. He's going to try to create space. He's obviously going to look to land that left hand on the inside. Gervonta Tank Davis have very sneaky left uppercut, very sneaky right uppercut, as we saw when he knocked out 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, he has a sneaky right hook, which Terence Crawford possesses. Gervonta Tank Davis is not void of any tools in the toolbox that Terence Crawford has outside of size. The difference is Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't attempt to switch from orthodox to southpaw, and Terence Crawford does. And he's just not 5'8" with extremely long arms like Terence Crawford. But he is not void of any of the tools that Terence Crawford has in the toolbox. It's just he's void of the size. So when Shawn Porter gets in the ring with Terence Crawford, it's going to be a completely different size. But as far as the look and as far as the technical abilities and the skill set, it's a great look for Shawn Porter and vice versa. Because now Gervonta Tank Davis is going to get a well-versed more rounded pressure fighter in his face 24/7, every second or every minute or every round, like Isaac Pitbull CRUZ is, but he's going to do so in more educated fashion. So he's going to understand, and he's bigger than Isaac CRUZ, okay? So it's going to help both guys. I think that Shawn Porter, he's let it be known that this is essentially it for him, okay? He already stated that my back is against the wall. Everything I have is on the line. And so Terence Crawford is going to be up against it. But I believe Terence Crawford is going to be looking to make a statement and show that he belongs in that top pound for pound conversation. But Shawn Porter, the rubber's going to meet the road, because he understands this is my last opportunity to prove that I belong in that upper echelon conversation, and not just getting there, but I can actually get over the hump. So the rubber's going to meet the road. But I like the fact that they're working with Gervonta Tank Davis, because he brings a lot of the right hook that Terence Crawford has. Gervonta Tank Davis has that right hook. The left hand, the straight left. Gervonta Tank Davis has that straight left hand. That looping left hand. Gervonta Tank Davis has that looping left hand that Terence Crawford throws. That uppercut. Gervonta Tank Davis has the uppercut that Terence Crawford throws. The jab. Gervonta Tank Davis has that jab. It might be a cleaner, more polished jab than Terence Crawford's jab. Okay, so he has all the tools. He's just void of the size. So I love it. But let's see how it unfolds and plays out. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.